Kalalal, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Bashem Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom to the Akim out there pushing this word in all sincerity and all truth. This is a very quick update on the RFID chip technology being made mainstream. Well, we should all know by now, that the RFID microchip is the fulfillment of Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, which is the mark of the beast, right, which we've been pushing for decades, right? And since on YouTube, since about 2007, right? Starting with the apostles, I myself started on the streets in 2010, and we've been pushing this ever since. All right, we see more and more that the RFID microchip is becoming more and more mainstream. More people, more companies are pushing it out. More people are trying it out. And it's becoming there's talk of it becoming mandatory, right? So we see that fast fulfillment of prophecy, right? So we know that we are at the last seconds of the last days, right? So let's just bring out the article and get a few scriptures. All right, so this is from fastcompany.com. The NFL will now share player RFID data between all teams. In 2015, that was 3 years ago, the NFL began tagging not just footballs but all players with small RFID chips that collect information about speed, acceleration, deceleration, and distance traveled. Right? So this has been a thing from 2015, tagging our NFL players with RFID chips that collect information about their movements. Right? So hey, we're seeing this thing become ubiquitous, Until now, that information about players has only been available to the coaches of those players, but that's changing. The NFL has decided to make the RFID player metrics available to all teams across the league. This means that the coaches and players of other teams will be able to study data in detail of how exactly the players on competing teams reacted in a number of situations on the field. While the move is controversial in the football world because of fears that coaches becoming data analyzers instead of trainers, the NFL made the move because they felt all teams could benefit from each other's data, right? So going right back into the push for more data scientists. So now the NFL will be hiring data scientists along to work alongside the coaches in order to develop players' ability, right? So that's the first article. The NFL decided to share RFID data between all teams, showing that the NFL players are tagged with an RFID microchip. Right, so this is from paymentsource.com, right, and this was posted March 27, 2018. Now, the previous article I forgot to mention was posted on the 30th, so that was yesterday, right? Let me just jump to this one now. So this one was posted the 27th of March, just a few days ago. Chip and skin payment matrix moment. Microchip implants could be considered the ultimate form of mobile payment, skipping the smartphone altogether in favor of giving people bionic abilities, right? And we already know that people are using their smartphones to pay for goods and services using either Apple Pay, Google Pay, or Android Pay, or whatever other payment applications that they have on the smartphone, right? So this idea is to skip the smartphone altogether and do what? And a small segment of the population is already lining up to try it. Proponents of the chips argue that implants could drive the future of payments, another smart function, and they create conveniences for those who are willing to embrace the technology. But critics question the ethical ramifications of offering chips in the workplace, and they raise questions about whether today's chips provide enough of a compelling use case to justify their physical invasiveness. Last April, Epicenter, a digital startup hub in Stockholm, made headlines after the company started making microchip implants available to its employees. A few months later, a Wisconsin firm, Three Square Market, followed suit, holding a highly publicized chip party on August 1st, where more than 50 of the company's 85 employees volunteered to let a body piercer implant them with chips. The company even picked up the cost of the $300 chips. Both Epicenter and Three Square Market use chips created by Swedish tech firm Biohacks International. The RFID chips are the size of a grain of rice and are implanted in the fleshy part of the skin between the thumb and forefinger. The chips use near-field communication technology, which is also used in contactless credit cards and mobile payments. It's also the same technology used for tracking pets and packages. from pets to people. If the biohacks technology takes off, it will fulfill a lifetime desire of the payments industry to shift habits from don't leave home without it to you can't leave home without it. Right? 15 years ago, MasterCard experimented with similar tech from Palm Beach, Florida-based application Applied Digital Solutions Inc. with plans to bring implantable payment chips to banks. The technology dates to 1987, but when it was developed for identifying pets and livestock. After the 1911 attacks, the chips were modified for human use with the goal of identifying victims and rescue workers. Right? ADS told American Banker in 2003. So this is another example of where they use a crisis situation in order to bring about another plan that they have. Right, so they use the 9/11 to justify using RFID microchip technology on identifying humans. Right, and now we're going over to the payment side of it. Right, even then there were concerns about privacy, whether scammers could skim payment card details. The cost and invasive nature of the implant makes it much more difficult to replace if the chip's payment account is stolen. Right? So I'll post the article in the description box. Our brothers can read it. But the sentiment is, the RFID microchip technology is the mark of the beast, and it's being pushed more and more every day. Right? Showing that the prophecies are being fulfilled. Right? This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. So we're watching upon our towers as watchmen, right? And we're seeing these prophecies being fulfilled, and we're going out and we're telling the people about them, right? And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're prophesying these visions because they are speaking right now in the latter days. Right? This is Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. Right? And lastly, Revelation chapter 13 verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right? And that mark goes back to the Greek charagma, which means a stamp or imprinted mark. Right? And then if you go into the root word charax, it means a pale or a stake or a palisade, which is a sharpened edge, right? Which resembles the shape of the needle. Right? And if you go into the root of the word charax, is the word grapho, which means written information. Right? Showing you that it's talking about the RFID microchip, which is being pushed heavily right now, as we just brought out in the two articles that we just read a while ago. Right, so that was just a quick update.